Right now, the road to Camp Randall begins tonight for high school football teams around the state. Opening round playoff highlights are just ahead in Prep Mania.
And an area teacher faces charges after allegedly striking a 7-year-old child last year. We'll have an update on that case.
Plus, a grand opening tonight ushers in a new era of music on the UW-Madison campus.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 10.
Thank you for joining us tonight. We are now just 13 hours from the start of arguably the biggest and most anticipated game of the year for the Badger football team.
I know you're excited about big football games, too. Despite last night's loss at Illinois, tomorrow's game still a big one at third-ranked Ohio State. Sports Director Jay Wilson with a preview just outside the Big Horseshoe in Columbus.
The big question a lot of people have about the Badgers is how are they going to recover from last week's disappointing loss at Illinois? Well, all week, the coaches have been reminding them of what happened 20 years ago. That's when the Badgers were upset at Cincinnati and then lost to Michigan the next week. They were 2-2. They fell behind Ohio State here 17-0. But Brooks Bollinger came in the game, turned the game around. They won. They won their last 8 games of the season. They won the Rose Bowl, and Ron Dayne won the Heisman Trophy. Can that happen this time? Well, we'll see starting out tomorrow. Later in sports, we'll hear from the Badgers on how excited they are to have the opportunity to play the third-ranked team in the country. At Ohio Stadium, Jay Wilson, News 3 Now Sports.
All right, Jay, thank you. And if you are planning to make the trip to Ohio tomorrow, first of all, get going, because if you're driving, it's about 8 hours. But expect to get wet as well. This is the forecast for game time. They say an 80% chance to 100% chance of rain and windy. Of course, not ideal, but it'll be interesting to see how the weather plays a role in this game. But that will not be the case around here. Let's get a look at our first alert forecast now with meteorologist Dana Fulton. Maybe they should move the game to Madison.
If they could scoot it back here, that'd probably be a good idea. That 80 to 100% is for the entire game. Those showers are going to get started and pretty much keep going. Today, of course, in Madison was beautiful. Here's a time lapse from our WISC-TV sky cam. Notice barely even a cloud in the sky. Starting to get some really pretty fall colors. Overall, it was a really calm day. Right now, our Doppler track is also calm. Overall, it should be a pretty quiet night. A little cool, though. Temperatures already close to 35 in Madison. Looking ahead to tomorrow, we are expecting better weather than Columbus early in the day, but it is going to look like a chance for showers will develop later on. We'll take a closer look at our rain chances for late Saturday in just a few minutes.
All right, Dana, thank you. A former Columbus music teacher is facing a felony charge of child abuse.
He's accused of hitting a student last year when that student was reportedly misbehaving. Amanda Quintana is here now with those details. Amanda?
44-year-old Aristotle Esguerra, who lives in Madison now, was charged earlier this month for slapping a student on the thigh last December, causing a bruise. It happened at St. Jerome School in Columbus. According to the criminal complaint, a witness told police the principal said there would be consequences for Esguerra, but only after the school's Christmas concert, more than a week later. But after telling the diocese the following Monday, he was immediately terminated. The Diocese of Madison telling us in a statement, while against any abuse of individuals in our parishes and schools, there's no absolute zero tolerance policy for accusations like this, and the school made the decision to let him go based on the specifics of that case. Esguerra was employed there for 4 months. If convicted, he could be fined a maximum of $10,000, 6 years in prison, or both.
The Middleton Cross Plains Area School District is investigating a racial segregation incident. Here's what we know right now. An unnamed staff member is on leave as this investigation continues. District officials say a staff member separated students based on race and ethnicity to finish a math and literacy test. Superintendent Dana Minogue issued a video to all district families explaining the incident, also apologizing to students and families. Energizer has announced the company is moving production from a Vermont plant to Wisconsin. The company notified the plant in Bennington yesterday. Stephen Sobiek, who runs business development in Portage, said while trends nationally and even elsewhere in the state show a decline in manufacturing, Portage is healthy and growing. As far as details on what this move might look like for Energizer, we're still waiting to hear back from the company.
Small airport in Illinois caught fire this morning. This was in the town of Monmouth. A local coroner happened to be driving by when he saw the smoke and called 911. There were 10 planes stored in the hangar at the time. 8 have been now deemed a total loss. 30 firefighters responded to the fire. The Illinois State Fire Marshal now investigating to find a cause. No one was hurt. Chicago's O'Hare Airport undergoing a massive renovation. The world's busiest airport has been shifting and extending runways for the better part of a decade now. The final leg kicked off today. The last of those runways is being made longer, allowing it to handle more and heavier aircraft as well as control some of the jet noise in that area around O'Hare. The project has cost the city $8.5 billion.
United Auto Workers are expected to head back to work at General Motors this weekend. Their strike against the automaker is over. A majority of union members voted 57% in favor of a 4-year labor deal with GM today. The contract was reached on October 16th, but workers remained on the picket lines until it was ratified this afternoon. The strike lasted nearly 6 weeks, and that's the longest auto industry work stoppage in more than 20 years and the longest nationwide auto strike in 50 years. New tonight, the federal deficit for the 2019 budget year surged to $984 billion. That is the highest point in 7 years. The 26% surge from the 2018 deficit, which was $779 billion, reflected such factors as revenue loss from the 2017 Trump tax cut and a budget deal that added billions in spending for military and domestic programs. The Trump International Hotel in downtown D.C. could go up for sale soon. It's been a focus of ongoing complaints that Donald Trump is profiting off his presidency. Eric Trump, the president's son and vice president of the Trump Organization, said the company has hired a real estate firm to help with this possible sale. No asking price was disclosed, but it's likely to be expensive.
National Prescription Drug Take Back Day is tomorrow, and this year there is a major change to what's being accepted. For the first time ever, the DEA says it will accept unwanted vaping devices and cartridges. The DEA made the change in the wake of the increased vaping-related injuries and deaths that have been happening nationwide. Google has opened its new office in downtown Madison. According to a news release, the company's Madison location has gone from 3 employees in 2007 to 100 this year, leading to an office space which is now doubled in size. The Madison office focuses on developing hardware and systems software for Google's data centers. Some entertainment news tonight. Joker has officially become the highest-grossing R-rated film of all time. That film, which stars Joaquin Phoenix as a troubled man who turns into a killer clown, has made roughly $788 million at the worldwide box office. Warner Brothers confirming that today. That is enough to eclipse the record set by Deadpool, which made $783 million globally when it came out 3 years ago. What started as a pledge for a better music studio is now a multi-million-dollar facility.
Students at UW-Madison are using the new Hamill Music Center as a space to practice and perform. Photojournalist Emily Burdett attended tonight's grand opening. As students say goodbye to Mills Music Hall, they're giving a warm welcome to the Hamill Music Center.
I think as students, it's really great to have something that feels like more of a performance experience, more of kind of a professional experience.
Officially open after today's ribbon-cutting ceremony, the $56 million facility gives students an opportunity to perform in 2 recital spaces that have extensive sound systems, including the Mead-Witter Foundation Concert Hall, which is one flat space allowing the sound to travel from the stage.
If you're a musician, it gives you a state-of-the-art space to play in so that you hear yourself, you know what you need to do to be the best performer you can be.
Student performers say having a higher quality music center will better unite the community through music.
It's great that this is happening on a university so that students can sort of get involved and go see concerts, because it's just it brings people together in a way that not a lot of other things do.
After a decade of planning, the center and its design incorporates all things Wisconsin.
It's filled with Wisconsin touches. It almost sort of is like the farmer's market. This is a homegrown building.
The Hamill Center was paid for entirely by private donors, which officials say shows how committed people are to music. Same goes for the center's resident musicians.
The more that we place value on it in society, the more that we kind of grow together and develop together instead of sort of going different ways.
For more information on the rest of this weekend's events to celebrate the Hamill Center's opening, you can visit channel3000.com. Still ahead tonight, your updated forecast as we enter the weekend.
Plus, it's week 1 of the high school football postseason. Who is going to advance to the next round and whose season is over? We'll find out. Plenty of highlights coming up in Prep Mania.
Meteorologist Dana Fulton joins us now from the backyard weather patio. Hi, Dana.
Hey, right now it is just a little cool outside, but temperatures overnight will continue to fall to the mid to low 30s heading into Saturday morning. Doppler track is nice and quiet. We don't have anything building in overnight. As you can see, that high pressure has kept things pretty quiet today throughout the plains and northern Midwest. Now, as that high pressure shifts east, we are expecting our breeze actually to become just a little calmer overnight. As the center of that high gets closer, the calmer our breeze gets. The rainfall that we're going to see tomorrow is thanks to Tropical Storm Olga down in the Gulf. Right now, actually more of a post-tropical storm as it's merged with a cold front. That system is going to travel northeast, lifting showers throughout the deep south, the southeast, up into the Atlantic coast, and the very northwest corner of that rainfall is going to cross into Wisconsin. Now, we aren't expecting a lot of accumulation, but we are going to see a little bit of rain slide through for late Saturday and into early Sunday morning. So overnight we stay mostly clear. For tomorrow, plan on sunshine early on in the day. Then in the afternoon, the cloud coverage is going to build on in, especially areas east of Madison. To the west side of the state, likely going to enjoy sunshine for most of Saturday. Shower chances will pick up later on in the evening and stay with us overnight. Notice the chance for some heavier showers, especially towards the edge of the state. In Milwaukee, we may deal with a little heavier rainfall late Saturday. By Sunday morning, we're already mostly clear, and we'll have a partly sunny sky for Sunday afternoon. A really nice fall day expected. Rainfall totals will hover around just a few hundredths of an inch for most of Dane County. Some isolated areas very far to the east might pick up a tenth of an inch, but this isn't going to be a major rain accumulating event for most of our area. Notice, though, stretching towards Chicago and down into parts of Indiana, they could easily pick up 2 inches of rainfall. Overnight temperatures just falling through the 30s for us now with this mostly clear sky. It'll be cool early on Saturday, and then in the afternoon, the cloud coverage really builds on in, again, really for areas east of Madison. The shower chances develop late in the day, and they'll stay once they start on up. So if your Saturday evening plans take you towards Milwaukee, plan ahead for the rain. For Sunday, we will be partly sunny. Overall, again, a really nice fall day. Temperatures will be just a little below average this weekend, but not too bad outside, especially for them putting off the yard work. Saturday and Sunday afternoon might be good to go. 31 degrees for our overnight low with a mostly clear sky. Not quite as cold as we were this morning, as we did fall to the 20s early this morning. 31, fairly close to average. Tomorrow afternoon will be in the low 50s, just a degree or two warmer than today. Plan on a mostly sunny start to the day. And then again, depending on which side of town you're on, the cloud coverage will be building on in, or you may be able to hold on to the sunshine for a little longer if you're towards Grant or Richland counties. Temperatures will be in the mid to low 50s for Saturday and Sunday. Sunday and Monday, we're looking at a partly sunny sky. Now, our next system may bring a little rain and snow mix for late Monday and into Tuesday. It'll be very cool to start off the week. Wednesday right now, it seems like we will get a bit of a break in the rain and snow chances. Unfortunately for Halloween, it does seem like another round of precipitation slides through. Brings a little wintry mix. Of course, the timing on that will be keeping a very close eye on the goal to get those showers through early in the day so things are clear for the trick-or-treaters, but we'll be watching that timing as we head into next week. That's a quick look at your forecast.
Well, if you're wondering why I'm running solo tonight, the boys are covering the Badgers on the road. We'll get to them a little bit later, but first, welcome to Prep Mania Level 1 Playoffs Edition only on News 3 Now. I'm Melissa Kim, and what a season for the Madison Memorial Spartans, winning the Big 8 outright for the first time in 35 years. Got to keep the mascots happy, right? An undefeated season, and tonight facing the 8th seed, their West Side neighbors, the West Regents. First quarter action here, you saw that right there. Andrick Rivas with the carry for the score, 6-0 early on. Later, Memorial's Cabarrus Vassar there with a carry up the middle. He's not going to let that ball go. Spartans up 1. Then Spartans ball again, this time Cam Marshall finding the end zone to put them up 14-6. Memorial with the big win, 42-6 to stay perfect. 6th-seeded Sun Prairie visiting number 3 Verona. First half here, we've seen this play before, and it works. Brady Stevenson, Nate Shower pushes through to the end zone. Sun Prairie up early. But the Wildcats, they've got their own formula for success. Adam Becks to Hawken Anderson. We've got a tie game. Verona ball again. Becks fakes the handoff, tosses to Xavier Howard. He will take it the rest of the way. That is 75 yards to the end zone. But Stevens, he's got an answer for Sun Prairie. He'll air the ball out this time to Dominic Lanfear. Lanfear pulling it in. Woo! For 6. Sun Prairie with the big upset, 51-28 over Verona. Familiar territory for La Follette and Middleton. They faced each other last week. Cardinals won round 1. Second half here, La Follette's Jacobian Prather picks up the fumble, and then he will take it all the way down to the house, and we are tied up at 14. Later on, Middleton's Drew Teff pitches it to Callian Buckner. He gone. He takes a play out of Aaron Jones's book there, waving to his defender. Where did he learn that one? Cardinals win 21-20. They will take the season sweep. In Division 2, pretty competitive at the top. Wanakee and Milton both getting 2 and 3 seeds respectively, both with 8-1 records in the regular season. Warriors hosting 7th-seeded Monona Grove tonight, and this matchup was all defense early on. Quarterback Caden Nelson trying to make something happen, but picked off by Tucker Merrill. Nice grab there, but nothing at the end. In the second, Eagles defense here with a huge stop, but we had quite the tale of two halves today. Scoreless at the half, but Wanakee winning this one at 21-6. Division 3 now. McFarland with a big task at number 1 DeForest. Norski's undefeated in the regular season. First quarter here at McFarland's Jeremiah Price back to pass. He shakes off one defender, gets the outside, and he is in for the touchdown. Spartans up early, 7-0. Later on, DeForest, Gabe Finley with the carry. Look at this guy. He is gone. 42 yards to the end zone for the score. Norski's tying it up at 7 apiece. Then DeForest Alex Enders with the handoff, awaits for his blockers. He hits the edge and goodbye. Takes it 30 yards to the promised land. It was all DeForest tonight. They win 49-7. Some other scores tonight. Middleton beats La Crosse Central by 3. And then Holman eliminating Watertown. Little upset there. Stoughton beats Sauk Prairie 26-13. And Reedsburg wins over Sparta. In Division 4, 8th seeded Bigfoot at number 1 Evansville. They only lost 1 game during the regular season, so what would happen tonight? First quarter here. Tyler Everson with the deep ball. Sully Geske beats 2 defenders. He will take it 45 yards for the touchdown. Blue Devils up early 6-0. Later on, Bigfoot driving. Basil Demko finding Owen Martin on the slant. He takes it all the way. Chiefs up by 1. Then Bigfoot's Cole Vance with the carry. He'll dive into the end zone for the touchdown. Bigfoot up 14-6. Following a safety by Evansville, they'll get the ball back, and that leads to this. Severson rolling right finds Jaden Obell for the score. Evansville comes out on top, beats Bigfoot 35-14. Some other scores here. Lake Mills, they will move on, eliminating St. Francis. That should be 56-10. Mineral Point serving up Melrose Mindoro with a big 0, 59-0 there. And River Ridge does the same to DeSoto. Warren looking for another trip to state, 52-8 over Caston. And Darlington upsets Benton Scales Mount Schulzberg 35-34. It's been more than a decade since Wisconsin won at Ohio State, so what's it going to take to break that streak? Jay Wilson reporting from Columbus. That's after the break. Well, recent history really not in the favor of the Badgers tomorrow. So what's it going to take for 13th ranked Wisconsin to beat number 3 Ohio State? Jay Wilson with the team in Columbus, Ohio tonight.
The Badgers haven't played here at Ohio Stadium since 2013, and they haven't won here since 2004. But playing in front of 100,000 fans against the Buckeyes tomorrow, the Badgers are very excited, even after their disappointing loss at Illinois last Saturday.
I heard a lot of stories, said it's one of the biggest venues that you can play at in college football. So I've been fortunate enough to travel to a couple of places like, Penn State, Iowa, Nebraska, which they were all electric. So I'm really looking forward to going into the shoe this week.
I've never played there yet, so I'm sure it's going to be a great environment. They're a good team. It's going to be a great game. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm happy that I'm here for the opportunity to do it.
Beating Ohio State will be a tall order. The Buckeyes average almost 50 points a game on offense, and their defense is ranked second in the country, just behind Wisconsin.
They can run whatever they got to run, We're going to plan well, Obviously, they're a talented program, but we are too, so I look forward for Saturday.
It's able to be done, and we've seen it in the past, and there's a grittiness to Wisconsin that we really capitalize on missed opportunities, and one being Illinois, so hopefully we can do something this week.
Ohio State is ranked third in the country. The last time Wisconsin came here and beat Ohio State when it was ranked in the top 3 was 1985. That's when the Badgers had a sophomore quarterback on their roster named Paul Christ. At Ohio Stadium, Jay Wilson, News 3 Now Sports.
All right, some big missing pieces for both the Packers and Chiefs this Sunday night. Kansas City quarterback Patrick Mahomes will not play after he dislocated his kneecap last weekend in Denver. Head coach Andy Reid said he's close, just not quite ready right now. Also listed as doubtful is Devontae Adams. Here's what he looked like today at practice. No pads, but at least he's walking around and catching some passes from Aaron Rodgers at a leisurely jogging pace. And while he's getting the hang of it again, head coach Matt LaFleur leaving the final opinion to the experts.
If the doctors are saying no, there's a reason they're saying no, and we're not gonna. Sometimes you got to protect these guys from themselves because they're competitors by nature. I think I would say the majority, if not every one of these guys, wants to be out there, but sometimes you got to make decisions that are in the best interest long term.
The Wisconsin men's hockey team coming off of a huge weekend, sweeping 2-time defending national champion Minnesota Duluth. Badgers ranked 6th in the country this week and home again this weekend, hosting number 13 Clarkson. The Badgers, though, unable to get anything going on the attack here. Daniel Lebedev with a challenging night in goal, giving up at least one in every single period. Wisconsin losing game 1 of this series 4-0. Game 2 tomorrow night. Puck drops at 7 for Halloween at the Kohl Center. Huge shout out to our crews tonight helping me ride solo here. The guys are back next week for level 2 action. But first, we've got a post-game wrap-up from Ohio State tomorrow night. And get ready to bundle up. Dana's back with the weather after the break.
Dana, final check.
So we are looking at a mostly clear sky for tonight and into Saturday morning, but by Saturday night there is going to be the chance for some showers starting to develop, mainly southeast of Madison. We might see up to about a hundredth of an inch around the Madison area. Lesser amounts expected, of course, to the west. Not a major rain event, but it could bring a light drizzle for us late Saturday. Sunday and Monday will be partly sunny, a little cooler outside to start off next week. And notice for Halloween, we are looking at the chance for some rain and snow showers coming on through. So we'll be keeping a close eye on that timing for next week with a little precipitation. Not exactly ideal for the Halloween
You
forecast.
have 5-6 days to fix that.
I know, I'm working on it.
Thanks for joining us.
Do something good and have a great weekend.